Are the Winnipeg Jets treading water, or have they officially turned the corner? Truth be told, it's probably a little too early to be sure which way that's going to go. After an 0-2 start to the season that unveiled plenty of cause for concern, the Jets have now won 4 of the past 5 games. Going into the campaign, the Jets knew the opening month was going to be gruelling, with 9 of 11 games coming against teams that qualified for the Stanley Cup playoffs in 2016-17. There was little doubt it was going to be a good gauge of where things stood in the early going. Well, with 8 of a possible 14 points collected, the Jets find themselves in the middle of the pack in the Central Division. There are things to be encouraged about, and some obvious areas of improvement. There have been some early surprises and some interesting plot twists. That's normal for this time of the season, and things will continue to evolve as the weeks and months go by. As the Jets wrapped a 3-game homestand with a 4-3 win over an injury-ravaged Minnesota Wild squad, here are 5 observations from the first 3 weeks of the season. Drivers are driving. The Jets' top guns are definitely driving the bus in terms of offensive production. Nikola Ehlers leads the Jets with 6 goals, while Ehlers, Mark Scheifele and Blake Wheeler are tied for the team lead in points with 8. Dustin Byfuglien has 5 assists to sit 4th in scoring and is tops among blue liners on the Jets. Secondary scoring remains an obvious concern for the Jets, as the bottom 6 forwards have produced no points at even strength and have registered only 2 goals while short-handed. Hellebuyck stakes his claim. It's hard to imagine a better start than the one goalie Connor Hellebuyck has enjoyed. Basically pushed into a backup job with the arrival of veteran Steve Mason, Hellebuyck has done his part to keep the competition for the number 1 job open. While it's true the Jets have played much better defensively in front of Hellebuyck, he's now 4-0 with a 2.32 goals against average and .928 save percent in 5 appearances. Mason is 0-3 with a 5.96 goals against average and .846 save percent, but those numbers were a bit inflated after he was pulled early in the 3rd period of the season opener. With the Jets set to play their first set of back-to-backs next week, both goalies should get 1 start apiece. Healthy competition should help bring out the best in both netminders, and in order for the Jets to make it to the playoffs, they'll need contributions from both guys. Lane showing flashes. Because of the high level of expectations on the second-year winger after his impressive rookie campaign, seeing Patrick Lane generate 2 goals, 3 points and 17 shots on goal in his first 6 games seemed like a relatively slow start. Then he produced a pair of power play markers, had 8 shots on goal and 10 shot attempts on Friday against the Wild. Just like that, Lane was up to 4 goals and 5 points. Lane doesn't need much room to get his amazing shot off, and when he finds a seam, he makes life difficult on opposing goalies. Lane skated better on Friday, so it wasn't a surprise he was more involved offensively. And a 40-plus goal season is still very much in play for the Finnish sniper. Depth on defense is evident. Thanks to a pair of minor injuries, the Jets have already used 8 defensemen this season, and all of those guys have shown they can do the job when called upon. Nice to have the depth. It keeps you on your toes too, because you've got to play the best you can every game or you might not be in the lineup, said Jets blue liner Dmitry Kulikov, who looks set to return to action after missing 2 games with a knee sprain. 8 guys are capable of playing in the NHL. You've got to be on your toes. On the other hand, it's good that if one guy goes down, you know we have a guy that can step in and do the exact same job. Puck management is critical. Mistakes are going to happen at the NHL level, but in the 3 games the Jets have lost, and as part of their second period struggles, where the Jets have allowed 13 goals and scored only 5, self-inflicted wounds were a major factor, most of them related to an inability to manage the puck properly. This is just the progress in the process of young players, said Jets head coach Paul Maurice. When to eat and when to pull away from the table. And when you score a couple, you feel like you can score on every play. Managing the score is the other part of the equation and making smarter decisions when playing with the lead.